I just shot him.
You did?
Yes!
Okay.
I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my god!
Okay. Kim, sit down.
The booming sounds from down the street are from Dante's car smashing into an oncoming SUV before rolling to a stop at an intersection a block away from the initial incident. One cop is already on the scene, and soon there will be many others.
305 got shots fired. Start more units, please. We're gonna need additional units.
Starting north on the red.
Kim, that guy was trying to take off with me in the car.
But Officer Potter is inconsolable, and the news isn't improving.
The driver is not.
Ah, he shot me! I just shot him.
You did?
Yes!
Okay.
I grabbed the wrong gun! I shot him! Oh my god!
Okay. Kim, sit down.
The booming sounds from down the street are from Dante's car smashing into an oncoming SUV before rolling to a stop at an intersection a block away from the initial incident. One cop is already on the scene, and soon there will be many others.
305 got shots fired. Start more units, please. We're gonna need additional units.
Starting north on the red.
This is the best squad on social media. We got hundreds, almost 100 years of experience when we got the OG riding with us. His man been doing policing and cleaning up neighborhoods ever since I was, 10 years old. He's still in the communities making a difference, 50-something years later. So when I tell you the man did well as a city cop, he did so well, he took his talents to the federal level and became a hell of a DEA agent. You guys know me, worked undercover, I worked in a street enforcement unit, worked on a federal task force, went over to Afghanistan as an international police advisor and trained the Afghan police. So you got a lot of experience in the squad today. This particular video, I just wanted to show this video just so you can have the mindset, right? Officers are trained, right? They're given all this training, they're given policies, procedures, they're given the law, and we use that as a guide, a reference to follow. So our actions should be consistent with the policy, procedures, and the law. You don't do something as a police officer and then try to fit your actions into justifiable law. As you see, the officer knew right out the gate she messed up. She knew she made a mistake. She grabbed her firearm and mistaken it as a taser, thought she was using a taser, shot the young man, killed him, knew she was going to prison. She knew right out the gate she made a horrible mistake, right? Her mistake took the life of someone else. Another officer now interjects and goes, no, I was in the car. He's trying to take me with him. So you was justified into using deadly force. That just tells you the mentality of some officers when it comes down to holding each other accountable. You know, for the officers, you got to be able to stand for something. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. And going into the job of policing, you got to understand, you got to go with the mindset as I'm here to make a difference. I'm going to play by the rules and regulations, and I'm definitely going to make a positive change. You can't adapt that, we're all going to make it work regardless of the situation. That's not how it is. I actually give, even though she was the one who made the mistake, I actually give her props for actually saying, yo, I know I made a mistake. She was accountable. She went, I don't know if she pled guilty or not, but it did go to trial. And she pled guilty.
No, she didn't go to trial. She pled guilty.
Right, she pled guilty.
Right.
And she got sentenced. She was she took a responsibility. So I give her props for taking responsibility. Unlike the other officer who was trying to take a bad situation and justify it. That's just not how it should be. OG, what do you think?
Well, I remember this incident, and I think that the biggest thing that we got to realize is that you got to look at the circumstances that you're operating under. If this is a traffic stop, and by the way, there was a traffic stop because he had an item hanging from his mirror, which was a misdemeanor violation. which is one of those catch-all laws that they created to get black folk. Okay, let's be honest. Because who do you know that's white that hangs stuff from their mirrors? It was I think it was a incense or something that was hanging from his mirror, and there was a local misdemeanor law. That's what she pulled him over for. But we know that the real reason why they pull him over is because they wanted to take the investigation further. This is just a means to an end. So it's unfortunate, but I'll say this much, and I go back to what I've said before. Cops have to realize that they're being videotaped the entire time. You're on candid camera the entire time you're working, and everything you do is being recorded. So you got to be careful. Even after something like this happens, you still got to be careful, because she gave her own confession right there without being Mirandized, without the benefit of an attorney. And because recording was made instantaneous to the incident, it's all legal. It can be used in the court of law. So it's not a good situation for her at all. But I go back to your training. You know, I didn't have tasers when we were cops. We had nightsticks and guns and speed loaders, you know, revolvers. But you know, oftentimes they want you to put the gun on the opposite side of the taser. But a lot of departments allow them to have both of them. And they both feel the same, even though one's a different color. So she's not the first person to do that. I think the thing happened in Oakland at the train stop in Oakland when the guy got killed, and the cop, he was on the ground, the cop shot him thinking he had the taser.
Yeah.
The grounds for using tasers are very specific. And one of them is you don't have other people in close proximity. The cops got to get their hands off of him. He was sitting next to his wife or girlfriend in the car. I think there's a kid in there too. That's inappropriate for a taser anyway. You know, and she yelled taser, 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 if I'm not mistaken. But again, you're talking about a traffic stop or an ornament hanging from the window, a mirror. You don't go from stopping somebody for a misdemeanor to shooting him dead, because it just doesn't make any sense. If he wants to act a clown, let him act a clown. But you got to put hands on him in the car. Just put hands on him. You don't have to pull a taser. That's it. That's the easy way out. You know, they should have just snatched him out of the car and made him put the car in park and take the keys away. So, you know, it's unfortunate that the man lost his life behind something like this. And I gotta say this again. I hope they trained him. I hope they use it as a training mechanism to help folk understand how important it is that that you're trained properly and you understand the circumstances, you know. Shane just joined us. Shane, you there? No, he stepped out already. But
Yeah,
go ahead. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm here.
I don't think he saw it.
You're here. I'm here.
You saw the
Man.
video?
I did. I saw the video.
Okay, tell us what you think, man. Hey, fellas, this is Shane. He jumped in the squad. He was a little late, but video. So tell us what your assessment is.
With the female who shot the guy, I think honestly, you gotta think through the situation. There's two sides to look at this. It was a moving vehicle, and it could be a deadly weapon. And to be honest with you, I had to see a little more about it. I wouldn't have shot the moving vehicle myself. I wouldn't have done it at all. I think that she could have used better tactics.
Hey, Shane,
Yeah.
she's the cop that shot the kid by accident. She thought she was hitting him with her taser, and she pulled her gun instead. This is back a couple years ago. Remember that?
Oh yeah, that's right. Okay, gotcha. Okay, yeah.
With the kid it was a misdemeanor stop for having
Yes.
that ornament hanging from his mirror.
Again, you got to go back to your training. My gun, I'm left-handed. My gun's my left side. My taser's on my right side. I mean, we go through constant training, so that when these situations come up, you can make the right decision. She went and reached for her gun instead of the taser. To me, it all boils down to training, because when you're in a fight or flight mode, you go to your training. You know it's automatic for you. It's like repetition. You got to keep doing it and 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 doing it. And when you stop, keep doing it and doing it and doing it and doing it again. We're professionals. We can't be making mistakes like that. It looks bad on us. It looks bad on the the precinct there, the house. You have to be able to work automatically when these situations happen. I mean, they used to tell us, you count 1, 2, 3, and then 3, 2, 1. You want to slow down your breathing. You want to slow down your thoughts so that you can make the right decision. And I don't think she did any of that. I think she's panicked. I think the threshold when it comes to women, to be honest with you, female cops, the threshold of feeling a threat is a lot higher than it would be me, you, or Joe, Ted. And I think that's what it was. The threat got the best of her. She got nervous and made the wrong move. And we can't do that in this field. We can't do that. I heard you saying earlier, Ted, that when you was policing, there was no taser, so it's a lot easier. But at the same time, you got to go back to your training. We're trained. We're professionals. You have to make the right decisions. In all my years, I never pulled my gun instead of a taser, my taser instead of a gun. It's never happened. It's never happened. I constantly groom myself on training, follow policy, follow procedure, thinking through things, and that's what you got to do as an officer. So, she made a bad decision. She didn't make the right move. And again, I think it's just the threshold, the nervousness, being afraid, being scared. And then you saw how she broke down afterward. She's on the ground. I can't believe it's so inconsolable, uncontrollable. We need to do better.
Hey, Shane, what do you think, man, about the officer trying to justify it? Like, no, I was in the car. You're all right. You're fine. It's justification.
That's where we get the good cop, bad cops. We get the bad rep because now we've seen it wasn't a justified shooting, and now you're co-signing on what wasn't right. That leaves a bad stain on the house. That leaves a bad stain on all of us. Oh, now, okay, she did the wrong thing, and now I'm co-signing what she did. I'm trying to excuse her. Oh, yeah, well, I was hanging out the vehicle. It's okay. No, we can't do that. We got to, again, guys, we're professionals. We have to hold each other accountable, even more so because of our years of experience, because of the training, and because all eyes are on us. We got to make the good decision. And our goal is to have the public trust us, have the public know that we got their back, as opposed to, oh, you know what? There's a blue line here. They're going to back each other up always, and that's how it's going to be. It can't be that way. I can't agree with him saying what he did. For me, Joe, I can't.
Yeah, I admit, man. So you guys, y'all heard it from the squad. If you got any questions, go ahead and type them in. We'll answer your questions.
Other unit, try to run. Ram in parts.
Get out of the car! Get out of the car! You're under arrest!
What's up, my PBM family? What's up? Another episode of Old School Cops presented by PBM. You got the squad. You got the 3-man unit. You got the best, highly trained, intelligent 3-man unit in the game on social media. We got just about 100 years of experience, and it's very diverse. We all have different specialties, we come from different departments, different training. Man, when I tell you, like, you got a real diverse squad right here. We got my boy Shane. He was a Red Dog, one of the Red Dog operators. If you guys know BMF, a real aggressive street enforcement unit that went after gangs, drugs, guns, you name it, these guys was on it. He also was the commander of the SWAT team. And then we got the OG. Always good to have the OG a part of the squad, because this man been doing policing and making communities safer since me and Shane was 8, 9 years old, and he's still in the community saving kids' lives.
That's right.
You can't tell this guy anything. He's been there. He's done that. He's wrote manuals. Like, when I tell you he knows policing, he knows policing. And what's good about this squad is we're all from the community, and we went back to community police. You guys send in the videos, and we'll give you our professional, honest assessment. We handing out accountability on everybody, not just the civilian, but police officers as well. Now, this particular video, right? I like this video, and the reason why I like this video is because we're not talking about the legality of the actual stop, because I'll try to look it up. It's very little bit of information. But what I do like about the stop that we've seen over and over again, where officers do not tactically block an individual in that they're trying to take into custody. Very obviously, officers wanted these guys in the custody, right? We've seen people sleep in cars. We've seen people pull up to cars. Officers jump in cars. Officers start shooting into parked car. Like, we just seen the most craziest things. I responded to numerous calls where somebody was sleeping in a car. They had a gun. Subject was wanted. And there's a tactical approach. There's a methodical tactical approach for those type. And I've seen it go wrong so many times. I like the fact that how they box them in. You want to eliminate their movement. You want to stop them from being able to pull out. I love how they did that. They quickly boxed them in. They quickly broke the window and removed them out of the car. The tactics was on point when I say this is exactly how you take somebody into custody that's in the car, that the car can move. It started. You've seen the car actually move. They boxed them in. They contained them. Perfect tactics. If you disagree, make sure you put it in the comments, because I want to hear your views on this. This is textbook stuff. Go ahead.
Joe, you're right. Technically, it's a textbook boxing, left, right, center. They couldn't go anywhere. And the good thing about it was that no one got hurt. Little glass went through. Like you said, we respond on numerous calls of people sleeping, wanted person, felony warrants, things of that sort. They handled it well. They boxed them in. They couldn't move. They knocked out the glass and pulled them out. And no one got hurt. No shots fired, anything of that sort. I think they did an excellent job. It was minimal damage all around to the cars, to the people, the bystanders, things of that sort. So I got to agree with you, Joe. It's a textbook stop. The key is to control the situation. And they were able to control the situation. They boxed them in properly. And again, minimal damage. No one got hurt. If they would have complied, they probably would have knocked the window out, but they didn't. So they had to pull them out. But as far as technically concerned, no one got hurt. To me, it was a righteous stop.
Yeah, and I'm glad you just made me think. I wanted to share this with the audience, right? We emphasize on tactics. We emphasize on doing it right. Every officer you see on the streets received hours and hours of training. Some, depending on the department and depending on the unit, that's even more training. And what I realized that a lot of people don't understand is when we see officers and they don't follow training, 9 times out of 10 is followed by somebody getting badly hurt or killed. Proper training, right? And how to apply it in reality saves lives. You just reminded me of, you said perfect textbook style. Minimal amount of damage was done. All parties involved, right, get to see it the day. And because of the proper training, they took their training and they applied it to everyday work. And they used it exactly like it's supposed to be used. So I'm so glad.
That's the good part, Joe, when you said application. We can get a lot of training, and I did take a touch on this too, a lot of training. But if you don't apply what you learn, it means nothing. Because a lot of times people say, oh, they need more training. No, I've been through thousands of hours of in-service. You've been 1,000 hours.
Yep.
Ted, I know hundreds of thousands of hours of service that he's been through. It's not about
Ted?
It's about applying.
Through 1,000,000 hours.
Yeah, he's a million miler. That's right. He's listen, Ted is platinum medallion training. You hear that? Platinum medallion. He's Delta forever. He's 5'3". He was doing this with babies, man. I was in diapers. He was arresting people.
Yeah, Ted was responding to calls in a horse.
Hey, Ted wasn't an officer. He was an overseer. He went all the way back. The first badge was overseer. It wasn't an officer.
Yes, beautiful.
Go ahead, OG.
Hey, man. The only criticism I have is I think he cleared the glass out with his foot. That's what it looked like to me.
Yeah.
That's the only criticism I have. I think that everything else was tactically sound. The view wasn't as well as I thought it should have been, because I would like to have seen who was covering the people as they were trying to snatch him out. But the two that came from the right side, they did it right. To bump the car and hold it is right. I think the one thing we have not talked about, guys, is post briefing. When we sit down and talk about what we did right and what we did wrong.
Right. Uh-huh.
It's always critical, especially when you're operating with folks that you operate with all the time. Now, when you're with folks that you don't know, that's a whole different ball of wax. Especially when you're riding roughshod. A lot of times in our narcotics takedowns, we were riding roughshod. Doing things halfway, and it showed sometimes. But other times, once you got used to working with folk, it really helps. Like I remember one instance where the guy was, we took off 2 kilos in a hotel room, and a guy was pulling up to buy more dope from the same room, and we stayed in the room and waited until they told us that they had stopped the car, and we came out to take the guy who was buying in custody, and he had a remote control for the radio. Back in the 80s, they had remote 90s. They had remote controls for their radio, and the remote control or a phone sometimes looked like a gun in the darkness. So one of the guys on the outside screamed as soon as we came out the house, out the hotel room, "Don't shoot! He's got a remote in his hand." So that lets you know that he knew that we were already fingers on the trigger already, knowing, and then seeing his hands go up and something black in his hands, but he said, "Don't shoot." It's a remote control. So that kind of stuff that you do instantaneously, it helps in the circumstances because that's something you never heard about. So the post arrest briefing is just as critical as the pre-planning. Because you want to say what you went through. I don't know about you guys, but
oh yeah,
I've won a couple of deals where the folk who went in number one never should have been there. I'm swinging the hammer. I'm almost always number 3. I don't. One time I was number 2 was when things went the wrong way because the guy leading the raid was a case agent, and he nutted up as soon as he got inside the house. He saw the guy coming down the stairs. He froze. So like Keystone Cops, we bumping in the back of each other, and luckily, we come in with our guns. The only person with a gun up is a guy in the front. The rest of us are down. And that was an advantage. But he froze, and I had to go around. First, I'm number 2. I'd never been number 2 ever in the probably 15, 20, 25 doors I hit with a hammer. I don't ever remember being number 2. I was always number 3 or number 4. But that time I was number 2, and I thought it was unusual right away. Went up there, the guy dragged him down the stairs. All I saw was his legs. And rolled him over, put cuffs on him, and took him out like we're supposed to do. Finished our snake. Came back out. I told him up front, "You will never lead a raid. I'm involved in ever again." 2 months later, he left with the Secret Service.
Yeah, that was probably the best thing that could happen.
Correct.
Excuse me.
Best thing that could have happened to you.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you guys, you heard it from the squad, man. There's officers. I know, and all you guys, probably different departments, probably heard the same thing. As soon as you get out of the academy, what they say, forget all that. Academy, your training starts now. Don't forget what you learn in the academy. What you learn in the academy actually saves lives. It really does. A lot of people will tell you, you just did that. You had to get through the academy, make the requirements. Your training starts now. The training that you receive that starts now, it costs a lot of taxpayer dollars because that's where your lawsuits coming at, because you're not following policy and procedures. And then people are getting hurt. People are getting killed because you're not applying the force that you're supposed to have applied. You're not applying the actual tactics that you're supposed to apply in the right order that you put. I mean, there's so much to understanding why it's important that you follow policy, that you follow procedures. I remember one time, just before I close it out, and it was me, I know what I'm doing. So I had like a little cockiness to me. I had to use some force, and an officer ran over to me, and he was like, oh, they recording. And I looked at him. I was like, I got this, right? So I told the guy, listen, you're under arrest. I ain't going nowhere. You got to take me this. I said, yo, listen, let me tell you what I'm about to do. I'm about to spray you with mace, right? I'm about to OC you. As soon as you start grabbing your eyes, I'm going to take your arm. I'm going to lift you up, and I'm going to slam you to the ground, and I'm going to pull your arm behind the back, right? And the guy's looking at me like, you ain't doing that. I said, yo, I'm telling you what I'm about to do. Like, he's like, you ain't doing it. What happened? And cuffed him, and the officer was like, they're recording.
Yes, it's textbook. It's fine. Let them record.
I said they can record all day long. You know why? I didn't make that up. I follow procedure to the T. Let them go take the camera, go complain. The first thing the department does is they look at your actions and they match it to a policy. They match it to a procedure. And they'll go, oh, he was within policy. He's good to go. But if you're not, then you're looking at days on the sheet, you're looking at fire, you're looking at, there's so much. If you apply it, because, you know, one of the things that I think happens when it comes down to officers, they're not comfortable going hands-on. We come from environments that was a part of your upbringing. So it was real
easy
for me to go, yo, listen, I'm gonna tell you about what I'm gonna do, right? I'm gonna OC you, your eyes gonna be burning, you ain't gonna be able to see. I have the advantage. I'm gonna grab your arm and put you in an arm bar, and I'm gonna slam your ass on the ground, and then I'm gonna cuff you, then I'm gonna take you to jail. And then you got an additional charge for resisting, because I'm just telling you, you're under arrest. I got a warrant. You got a warrant, and I'm gonna serve you with that warrant. I'm gonna cuff you. We go serve you the warrant. You good to go. You this whole I'm not go. You going. You going. I promise you. You going.
Right.
How you go is up to you. Like, come on, relax. No. I'm like, all right, you want to do the hard way. And I was always like, yo, and that's textbook style. Use your OC. Go hands up, like the levels, the escalation, the continuum. Like I applied it. I had no problem. So the officer was kind of mad at me because I was like, I don't care about cameras, man. Like I'm doing exactly what I'm trained to do. And if you do exactly what you trained to do, you won't have to worry. Right.
Exactly. You should welcome the cameras. You should welcome.
Yeah, bring it to court. Bring it to court.
Right. Exactly.
I mean,
you was good, Joe. The OC. I didn't want to go OC. I just hands on. I didn't want that back spray to hit me up, man.
We didn't have OC.
Man, listen.
There's no canister on the hip.
back in the days of Moses.
You had that slapper, aka donkey dick. That's what you had.
Hey, man, you heard him. He said you was one of the disciples.
You slapped upside the head.
That's like what he was, exactly. That's right.
Yeah.
Look, hey, you listen. I was an OC guy. I guess I want the event, right? I used to always say, "There's no way in the world you gonna kick my ass blindfolded. Like you can't see me. I'm winning. Like I am winning. Like
oh man,
I don't know how big you are. I'm gonna have the up. I used to go through OC like you wouldn't believe.
Wow,
like, dude, you about to like? I don't care how big you're. I am not in my head, right? I go, there's no way possible. I'm letting the blind man beat my ass. Like,
yo, I hated the OC, dude. The last part of the caddy when they hear that OC had to go to the
yeah.
I'm about to die. I'm like, yo, look at this out my face.
I hate
that. We had to go back and get one girl. She fell out in the cloud and just laid on the ground, snotting and crying. We had to go back in the smoke and get her out.
Yo, when we was in the academy and I got that sprayed in my eyes, bro, that it burnt so. I was mad. I was like,
yo.
What? Not everything. But after that, I said, OC's gonna be my favorite too.
Oh man. Dude, I would take a shower the next day and I still felt the burning, bro.
Yeah,
everybody suffered like you.
Oh man.
I was like, nah, man. One time I was actually on the ground, right? We was hands-on going, and I actually sprayed the OC in my hand.
No, you did.
Right through
You ain't right, Joe. You ain't right.
Oh, that dirty. Oh my God.
You ain't right.
Yo.
Dirty Joe.
Yeah, but it worked. Like,
I'm sure it did work.
Every time.
Just don't go to the bathroom with that hand when you get done. No.
I'm telling you.
Make sure you watch that shit
Yeah,
off.
you have to, because and it stayed for a while too.
Oh yeah, you got to wash them clothes in
Mhm.
cold water.
Big. But I was one like, and I know the boss was mad because every time I use OC, I do a report.
That's right.
Like, I was like, yo, dude, like, yo, I'm going to, I don't care how big you are, how, like, what kind of fight, you not fighting, you not winning against me, you blinded. Like, that's just not going to happen. I'm going to blind you. I'm going to have the advantage. Like, I'm definitely going to.
No, that's right.
But listen, squad, listen, we our viewers, our supporters, we love you guys. Continually support the PBM brand. Tell us in the comments what you think. You know, tactics was just about, we really emphasizing on tactics, especially with your officers out here. Like we say all the time, you got a beef with the police, do not fight on the side of the road. The officer has the home court advantage. Please take your fight to the courtroom. See you next video.
That's right. Peace.
Somebody was asking me, like, don't you think there's good cops?
Of course.
But this is the thing. I think there are good and great people who are cops.
Right.
But I think the term good cop
It's a conundrum.
It's an oxymoron.
Right.
Because the job ain't good.
The job ain't good.
The machine, they are a part of a machine that's not good. They are agents of a machine that are not good. Are there good people in those roles? Absolutely.
Right.
Great people who really thought they were joining to make a difference and make a change.
I like this video. Whoever said this video, I love this video. And, you know, I'm going to start looking at the videos. You guys who send it, give you a shout out, give you a props. Because it sparks a conversation, especially among Black officers, right? Because we can relate to slave patrol. We can relate to before policing is where it's at now. Now, he said, is the job good? Me personally, right? I think the job is good because you actually could serve a community. You can make a community safe. I grew up in the low-income projects. Yeah, you have your share of bad elements that haunted that particular community, right? But as a good officer, right? Because he said, right, you got good people who are police officers, but part of a bad system. Is the system really bad, or is the individuals in the system that creates the image of it being bad? And that's what I challenge you guys to actually think. You know, we can always go back and say policing was generated from slave patrol. This whole country, like everything that was built on slaves. So you mean to tell me every system is bad because the foundation or origination started out bad? You know what I mean? So I want J. Cole, I want y'all to forward this, tag J. Cole in this. J. Cole, we invite you to join the squad because I think even though we've had bad people that been a part of the system that gave the illusion that the whole system is bad, I think you're wrong on that one. I think the system is actually not a bad system. It might have started back at a time where it was bad intentions, but like anything, as time go on, we evolve, and if the people like us, if there's more of us within a system like this, I would challenge you to say, how is that bad? I policed the community, right, that I was from. I know I made a community a lot safer. I know I saved some lives. I know me being there on a daily basis, who understands the culture, understands the people, right, saved a lot of ass whoopings in those communities because I'm there and not somebody that's not from that community, who look at us as a threat, who look at us as being violent, who look at us animals, right? Just my mere presence of policing my community is a good thing. Yes, I'm a good person. Is the system bad? I don't think the system's bad. I don't think it is bad.
I have to say this, Joe. I think we as officers, we're good people, but the system is broken. And I'm gonna tell you why. I'm gonna go back to what Ted Golden is trying to do right now in the community, where we're starting from middle school to high school to a type of ROTC program, and from that point forward, the AOS degree, put them in the academy, and then we get you your bachelor's, another 4 or 5 years as a commitment. I think what's happening is that the reason why you and I became cops, and I don't know about Ted, but we got thrown out in the street. We seen bad policing. We seen bad things happen. But that started from the top. Mr. Golden had opportunities to advance in his career, but he always had a stoppage there. He was the best at what he did. There was always a person at the top who was jealous, who was prejudiced, or something was going wrong. I think if we start from the ground up, like Ted had mentioned, we got to start like the babies, starting from the ground up. Then we can see a paradigm shift to make this system better. We inherently, as people, we're good people. We want to do the right thing. We want to serve. We want to protect people. Ted got a lot of cocaine, a lot of drugs, amphetamines off the street. You did it too, Joe. We got a lot of bad criminals off the street. But then as we go up in the ranks, there's always an issue. There's always stoppage. But we can change that if we start from the ground up. And I don't think that's what happened. And I think that's why J. Cole is saying that what he said, that the system's broken. Yes, there are good people. Even, what's the old saying? One bad apple spoils the whole bunch. You have good people in the class, but you have one classmate who messed it up. Now we all on attention.
No, but Shane,
all of us in trouble.
Shane, let me cut you for a minute, right?
Okay.
He's not saying it's a broken system, and I can admit, right? Because we all been a part of the system. It needs help, but is it a bad system?
No, it's not bad. No,
right.
no.
It's a bad system, or are we a part of a system that needs a lot of help? It needs, because it's not a perfect system at all.
Right.
But is it a bad system?
No, because we do the right thing. It's not a bad system because we all have done things to help people in their time of need. So that part is good.
Right.
That part is outstanding. The system can use improvement. I agree with you that on Joe. Because
Right.
everything, the biggest room in the house is the room for improvement.
Right.
We definitely use improvement. And I think that the way, and I'm gonna let Ted take over. I think the way Ted's philosophy on how policing should be and how we should bring up our new cadets and recruits is going to make the system so much better.
I totally believe
the innovative way that he's coming across in doing it. I haven't heard that before, and I haven't seen that done before.
I haven't either.
Yes.
And you're absolutely right. But I think he's taking a system that is currently exists and he's improving it. He's making it 10 times better. So I wouldn't say it's a bad system. J. Cole is pretty much saying you got good people in a bad system. And I'm like,
I can't agree that it's bad. No.
Yeah, I know.
So let's think about it this way. Right now, we're severely undermanned. When I was a Memphis cop, we rode 2 2-man cars and 2 1-man cars in the projects. So the 2-man car always went into the projects with the 1-man car behind it. Now, we got 4 cops patrolling 50,000 people in Stonecrest where I live, and that ain't even close to enough. So what we have to deal with is the biggest thing we got to deal with is everybody concentrates on the negative. The negative is what you hear first and most often. Mm-hmm. You don't hear the positive that often. My neighbor called me one day and she said, I called the police because I saw this man come out of your house and I didn't know who he was and I'd never seen him before. So I thought somebody was burglarizing your house. So I called the police. I'm calling to let you know. He's standing outside right now. Oh, the police are pulling up. And then she goes, the police and the man are hugging each other. And she goes, what's going on here, Mr. Golden? That was my son, who was a former DeKalb County police officer who had not been home in 5 years because he was down in Bogota as a DEA agent. And when the cop rolled up, because she called him, it was a cop that he went to the police academy with. So she saw something that was negative.
Right.
She did the right thing by calling because she didn't know who the guy was. And he was at my house. And there wasn't a car there. Okay. And then when the cop pulled up, she got confused because they were hugging each other. It's perception. And that's part of our problem. We spend too much time letting everybody else create the narrative. I can promise you, if cops started posting the positive videos on social media as much as they post the negative stuff, I mean, you got to get somebody to sign a hold harmless agreement and all that other stuff and agree to be seen on television in a positive incident, But if you did that, it would help. Now, the other side of it is this. Police work is always going to be dangerous, and it's almost always going to be negative because folk ain't calling you because they want to see you in your blue uniform, get out of the car all cute and snappy and stuff starched and you walking straight with that hat on and all that other stuff. No, They calling you because shit done got funky, and I need you to come help me. Okay.
Listen, my PBM family, thank you guys. Continue sending the video.
Thank you.
Think about this, J. Cole's statement and how we feel about it. Just put it in the comments. I'm gonna start responding a lot more to you guys. I want you guys to be a part. Anybody want to join the squad, just let me know, and we'll get you all set up. Tag J. Cole, tag him with this video, and we invite him to come have a conversation with the old school cops, be a part of the squad. Please listen. You got beef with the cops? Side of the road is not where you settle that beef. Take it to the courtroom. See you guys next week. Be safe.
Nice.
All right, Joe.